How's it going, Rams? Welcome back to another edition of CTV Sports. As always, I'm AJ Fredrikson.
Glad you could join us tonight. I'm Hunter Strand. Here's the on tap for you tonight.
Colorado State Volleyball secures a home victory over East Texas A&M, and tennis keeps that winning momentum going as they participate at the Jon Mesick Invitational.
CSU women's soccer falls short at Denver, giving the Rams their first loss of the season. On the other hand, men's golf opens up strong while hosting Ram Masters here in Fort Collins.
All that and more right here on CTV Sports, which starts right now.
The Colorado State Rams kicked off their doubleheader on Thursday with an impressive performance against West Texas A&M. CSU came out firing on all cylinders, dominating the first two sets with a race behind a strong offense, attack, and disciplined defense. Although the Rams stumbled in the third set, they quickly regrouped and closed out the match in 4 sets, setting the tone for a high-energy weekend at Moby Arena. On Friday night, the Rams returned to the court with their annual whiteout game, this time facing a tough opponent in Notre Dame. Despite the electric atmosphere featuring the second highest attendance in Colorado State volleyball history, Notre Dame was unfazed. The Fighting Irish took control early, claiming the first 2 sets 25-12 and 25-19 respectively. In the third set, the Rams showed true grit and resilience. They battled point for point, fueled by the roaring home crowd. The set extended beyond the regulation, but Notre Dame ultimately edged out CSU 27-25 to complete the sweep. Despite the loss, the Rams' energy and dedication didn't go unnoticed, and the crowd remained loud and proud throughout the night. Now, at starting 4-4 on the season, the Rams will shift their focus to a marquee matchup as they host University of Colorado Boulder this Thursday night at Moby Arena. With rivalry atmosphere and the home crowd behind them, CSU will look to bounce back and make a statement heading into conference play.
CSU women's tennis attended the Jon Mesick Invitational over the weekend, and the Rams did not disappoint. The story for the Rams was the play of the freshmen over the weekend, with Stella Simpson-Morgan taking the top honors in Flight F, as well as classmates Dylan Volks taking Flight H and Annie Almanathan taking third in Flight I. It's so different than juniors, even the practices, just the intensity of everything, said Almanathan, who's still working through adjusting to the speed of practices and matches so far this year. The Rams have had 2 players returning from season-ending injuries last year that were able to make their way back to the court. Returner Luana Avalar missed all of last season but didn't show any signs of rust, winning her match 6-1. Transfer Annika Planinsek also missed most of last season, and while she hasn't gotten the results she wants yet, she feels like her game is getting better every day and is focused on being a competitor throughout the season. Next up for Rams tennis is the Bedford Cup this weekend on September 19th.
The Colorado State women's soccer team took their first loss of the season on Sunday afternoon, falling 2-1 to in-state rival University of Denver in a hard-fought battle. The Rams came into the match undefeated and ranked number 25 in the nation, riding high in an impressive start to the season. They started strong once again with an early 1-0 lead in the 9th minute after a well-finished goal by Mia Casey. The early strike marked her 3rd goal of the season and set the tone for what it looked like for another dominant performance. But Denver had other plans. The Pioneers responded in the 23rd minute to level the score at 1-1 and then capitalized again in the 64th minute to take a 2-1 lead, where they locked up defensively, making it difficult for the Rams to break through. Despite the final score, the Rams dominated several stat categories, outshooting Denver 12-3 and controlling possession for most of the game. They created multiple scoring opportunities but could not convert in the final third. The loss ends CSU unbeaten run, but there are still plenty of things to be encouraged about, as the Rams have shown strong attacking movement, solid defense, and depth across the field in every match so far this season. Next up, Colorado State hits the road to take on Omaha this Friday, looking to bounce back and get back in the win column.
Men's golf took part in the Ram Masters last week and had an up-and-down week overall. Colorado State had 2 golfers shoot under par throughout the tournament, with Alessandro Trenta finishing 5 under par and Jake Rogers shooting 2 under par. Trenta was on fire all week long, shooting 4 under in round 1, 1 under in round 2, and finishing strong with an even performance in round 3 that secured 2nd place. There was definitely some pressure, but I would say the more pressure we have, the more we know it is one of the moments we practice for, Trenta said, showing the composure of a veteran throughout the tournament. Finishing in the top 4 for CSU was freshman Charlie Doyle in his first ever tournament, who was able to fight his way to 6 over par for the week. The Rams look to stay on fire in the Wohali Classic this upcoming week. Well, Hunter, we are 2 weeks into the NFL season, and I have to say we have some big surprises so far.
Definitely.
Some 2-0 teams, some 0-2 teams. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest surprise so far is the Colts being 2-0. They just took down the hometown team, Denver, in a late field goal controversial call. And then you get a Super Bowl rematch in week 2. You got the Eagles versus Chiefs, another controversial call saying the Eagles fart started. And then my Packers are 2-0. How you feel about your Giants?
My Giants had a good performance. I mean,
Yeah.
Malik Neighbors is probably the best receiver in football. I mean, maybe I'm biased saying that, but he looks like it right now with Russell Wilson throwing him the ball.
Yeah.
But what hurts is Daniel, as you brought up, the Indianapolis Colts 2-0. Daniel Jones has revived his career somehow.
Crazy how they go,
They
yeah.
just beat the Broncos because of that 15-yard leverage penalty, which was a crazy call, but that was the most surprising thing to me is Daniel Jones reviving his career when he looked lifeless on the Giants.
No, definitely. That was crazy. They're 2-0. I think they play the Titans this week. Good chance to get to 3-0 here. And just, yeah, the Cowboys also, they played all right, but I wouldn't say for the Giants, I wouldn't say Malik Neighbors is the best in the NFL. I still think it's Justin Jefferson. But yeah, it's been quite a start for the year.
It's close to it if he's not the best.
No, yeah.
But everyone's freaking out about the Chiefs who are 0-2 and other teams who are 0-2, but it's only 2 weeks into the season. I mean, you can't get too excited or down about a certain team because there's still 15, 16 weeks left.
Yeah, I think people are reading into the stats because, 10% of the teams that go 0-2 only make the playoffs. We had 3 of them last year. You had the Ravens who started 0-2. They make the AFC divisional. So I think the Chiefs will make the playoffs, but I think the Chargers will win that division for sure. But don't go anywhere, Rams. Right after the break, our very own future reporter, Gideon, has a special profile on long snapper Walker Himbach you won't want to miss.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. You can do it here. But you probably won't. You're busy. Kids, work, show coming back in 48 seconds. So let's do this now. Hold up 1 finger if you're a man, women 0. 3 more fingers if you're over 60, 2 over 50, 1 over 40. If you're not sure, keep in mind you're sitting on a couch right now, so 1 more finger if you're not very active. 1 finger if yes, 0 if no. 1 yes, 0 no. Next, find the body type that looks most like you and hold up that many fingers while I look around awkwardly. And that's it. If you're holding up 5 fingers or more, you probably have prediabetes. Sorry to be so blunt, but hey, you're busy. Just go to the site.
Welcome back from the break, Ram fans. And although CSU football had a bit of a rough stretch during their last stand in Canvas, there's one position who has been on fire all season long: the long snapper. A position often forgotten until something goes wrong. Many long snappers go their whole career without hearing their name on a play-by-play broadcast. And I got a chance to talk to CSU's newest LS to find out why he came to CSU from the most prestigious football conference in the country.
Football is typically thought of as a sport of brute force. However, in the noise and mess of it all, one position relies on finesse above all others: the long snapper. Here at CSU, none other holds the starting mantle at the position but one Walker Heimbach. D1 football is a tradition in the Heimbach family, with his dad and uncle playing for the USC Trojans and his grandfather playing for Miami of Ohio.
My dad really introduced me into snapping. When I was in high school, I told him I want to play Division I football. And he kind of knew. He was like, hey, buddy, I think you got a chance, but there's only about one position. You can probably do it because you're not going to get much bigger than this. So this is a great way to kind of get your name out there, get your feet on the field, and yeah, it's just been kind of taken off since then with him. I mean, everyone thinks when you're in high school you're going to be the biggest athlete, but then you come to college and next thing you know you're the smallest.
Walker ended his prep career at Palmer Ridge High School in Monument, but ended up committing to the University of Kentucky for college, starting 19 games during his career there and making the SEC All-Freshman team in 2023. And with all that success in the biggest conference in the country, one has to wonder, why did you come back?
I wanted to come home, be close to my family again. They're like my rock, and just being obviously in Kentucky, coming and having them in Colorado is obviously hard. And just have a lot of friends and family at CSU as well, and kind of feel like I'm back home again. Coming here, guys generally care about each other. That's the nicest thing. Like, everyone cares about each other, no matter if you're a running back, DB, whatever. Like, everyone's tight, adapting each other. I just love it. It just makes it so much easier coming every single day, and people have just been super accepting since I've been here.
And Walker's presence has been a welcome addition here in Fort Collins.
I mean, his job is like every other specialist. It's to get the ball back in a timely manner. He's done a fantastic job of that so far. He's a quality long snapper. He's played in big stadiums and in big moments, and so he's well trained for the situations that we're putting him in.
And when it comes to his on-field performance, Walker knows that this position, as crucial as it is, isn't exactly the flashiest.
You got to be perfect every single rep, and everyone's going to notice when you aren't perfect. Like, it's pretty apparent. So I think the best thing as a snapper, like, if no one really knows your name, I think that means you do a pretty good job.
And with 2 years of eligibility left, there is plenty of road left to walk for Heimbach.
You can learn more about Heimbach in the next edition of the Collegian, and the next chance you will have to see him and the rest of CSU's football team will be on Saturday, September 20th, against the University of Texas San Antonio Roadrunners. After the break, AJ, Hunter, John, and I will be debating some of the top college and professional football matchups this weekend.
Living with someone you don't know on the other side of the wall is hard, especially if you don't know how to be a good roommate. The first thing that you'll want to do to be a good roommate is make sure that you always stay quiet. Be considerate of others when using common spaces and appliances.
Hey buddy, what you doing?
I'm just gonna need like 40 minutes. Be respectful of your roommate's privacy. Ugh, my bad. Finally, make sure that you clean up after yourself. Oh, a fresh toothbrush.
Have you seen my toothbrush?
Follow these tips to get along with your roommates and your landlord.
Welcome back from the break, Rams. We are back for our favorite segment, Pick'ems. Let's jump right in. The first game we have it's a good one, Oklahoma versus Auburn. I think we have some mixed opinions on this one. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go with OU here. Me and AJ watched OU a couple weeks ago against Michigan. Their defense looks so good. Their offense is even better. They got that quarterback who's just so good. And then I'm just going to go with OU with this one. They're touchdown favorite on the road. Auburn, not that good this year. They beat Baylor on the road, but just not that impressive to me so far.
I'm going to stick with my guy, Hunter. I think OU's front four on their defensive side. I think this is going to be a battle of the trenches, and I think OU has the upper hand on that one. So I'm also going to go OU, and like you guys said, I was watching that Michigan game, and they look like a very good football program. So I'm sticking with the Sooners on this one.
Yeah. Personally, I'm just a much bigger fan of Oklahoma's offensive line than I am of Auburn's defensive line in this one. And, I mean, you got to have somebody to get the ball downfield and somebody who gives you the room to get the ball downfield. And honestly, with what Oklahoma's got up front, you can put anyone in that backfield and they'd be successful.
Yeah, I mean, even though Mateer is a Heisman candidate, which no one saw coming, I think, Hunter, you said Auburn is a basketball school, which I just have to disagree. I think Auburn
in most recent years,
Auburn's very good at both basketball and football, and I think they're more known for their football probably because that kick return against Alabama. But at home, I just can't go against. I mean, that crowd is going to be rocking.
Yeah,
I don't think Oklahoma has.
We got us three versus, okay.
You guys can go against Auburn if you want, but you got to watch out for the special teams because they always
This was definitely one of those matchups where I was 50-50, but
yeah,
I'm just going with Oklahoma on this one. But respectable.
Yeah.
They're definitely known for their football team. So.
And next we got Texas Tech versus Utah. What are you guys' thoughts on this one?
I took Texas Tech. I don't know. This is kind of a toss-up for me. Both programs are this is their first year being good at football in a long time. So it's kind of cool to see they've been all right. They've been all right. But this is their first time being, both of them are ranked, so
Yeah.
this is the first time being that high in a long time.
Right.
I've got Texas Tech. I think they take it.
Yeah, I think Texas Tech takes it too. They have that quarterback, Morton. He's so good. He's been there 4 years. I mean, he's a senior now. He's really good. And then that defense is so good. They spend so much money. They spent $51 million on their team this year. They got all that money. I think Utah, they're at home, laying 3.5. I just don't see Utah winning this.
I think this is going to be a duel between the two. I don't really see defenses playing a huge role in this game, and I'm going to go with the Texas Tech Red Raiders. I think it's just they're going to score more. I think, again, like I said, defense isn't going to play a role. It's just going to be who can score the most points. Both two electric quarterbacks, but I trust the Texas Tech Raiders in this one.
And I am the sole dissenter this time around. And here's my thing. I like both of these teams. There's a reason both of them are in the teens in the national rankings. My problem here is that I truly believe that the Utah defense is superior to the Texas Tech offense. We're looking at the defensive line and we're looking at safeties here. I think that Utah simply has guys that can outperform what Texas Tech has going on. I'm going Utes. And listen, my heart goes to fellow Aggies out there down at TT, but is what it is.
You think that they're going to outduel the highest scoring offense in the country?
Honestly, given what I've seen of Texas Tech, kind of a paper tiger in my mind.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'll give that. I mean, they haven't played anyone yet. They played Oregon State last week. They held them to 14, and they played some FBS schools, but I think Tech will be ready for this one.
Moving on to one of the most important games for me, being from the Midwest. I have people who will be very mad at me picking either way, but I've got to go Indiana because they made the playoff last year. I'm just a huge fan of their coach, Signetti. I think he always has them ready to go. He always has them playing up to their potential. And the fact that they even, I know they got beat pretty bad in the playoff, but the fact that they even made it there with that team in his first year as a coach, that's so impressive. I've got to go with Indiana.
Yeah, I like Indiana in this one too. They played in those big games before. I don't know how Illinois is ranked 9th in the country. I know they brought a lot of people back, but Indiana's played in those big games before. They got blown out in the playoff. They got blown out against Ohio State, but they've been in those big games. They're at home. I'm going with Indiana.
I'm going to let you go because it looks like I'm the lone one out of today, unless you're picking Illinois.
No, I'm going with the Hoosiers here too. Now, here's my thing with Indiana. I am a big believer in momentum, and when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, Indiana has momentum coming from last season into this, and I think that their experience in the playoff will carry them.
Okay, hear me out. Part of it, okay, both teams have not played overall good schedules to start. I just feel like, I don't know, it was a little bit of a hunch, another one of those 50-50 balls where I'm like, I'm not too sure, but I'm a big fan of the Big Ten, even though anyways, I like Illinois in this game. I think that they're going to come out, they're hungry, they want to make that college football playoff, and I'm going to go against y'all this time.
Yeah, and we'll go real quick with this last one, Lions-Ravens. I'm going to take the Ravens this one. My heart cannot take the Lions being a Packers fan. And I just think the Ravens are a much better team. You have Lamar Jackson, you have the better quarterback, you have the better defense, you have the better running back. You're just better all around.
Yeah, and we've all seen that statistics of Lamar Jackson against NFC teams. I think the only loss he has in his career is against the Daniel Jones Giants. So I know that.
Crazy
but
stat, yeah.
He has, 34-1 against NFC teams.
Yeah.
It's just insane. When they don't see him year after year, you can't stop him and Henry. I've got to go with the Ravens.
I think this is just a high rushing game. Whoever can establish the rushing game quickly and more effectively, I think is going to win this game. There's a reason I chose the World Purple today. I need the Ravens to beat the Lions. NFC North, Vikings, I got to go with the Ravens.
All right, well, I may be going red, but today I'm voting blue. The Lions, I trust that defense, and honestly, I'm kind of tired of seeing the Birds win.
Yeah. Well, that's all we've got for you, Rams, tonight. Thanks for tuning in, and have a great weekend, and go Rams.